Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of SnowFool here in City Skylines, where we've been having a few little kind of battles with how we're building and setting up on the other side of the river. And I've done a few little tweaks to kind of help our improvement. I wasn't kind of a big fan of where it was heading, but I've made some decent improvements right now where we have a solid structure where we're going to move forward. Now, I'm probably talking jibber jabber right now, but we're going to continue the expansions and hopefully get some stuff going on. Now, there seems to be a lot of snow in the road right now. It recently snowed for the first time in the last episode in a long time. I feel like it goes no snow for a while, and then all of a sudden we get a few episodes of lots of snow. But it's uncovered a few problems with the snow. I don't have enough coverage with the snow dumps to remove it off the road. So, welcome back to another episode right now. Your boy is back again with another episode. And one of the big problems is over here. I didn't realise I never had a snow dump. Now, because it doesn't snow, well, it didn't snow for quite some time, you kind of forget you got to clear the snow off the roads. And it's quite a big problem around here. So what I'm going to do quickly, and before we jump into anything right now, we are going to, and I actually can't remember how I meant to do this. Is it within here? No. I actually can't remember where you're meant to get the snow dumps from. Oh, there we go. There we go. Snow dump, boys. Snow dump. And we'll place it. We'll try and place it like more localized, more, you know, central. We'll go with just here. I'll place one just there. And hopefully that'll be enough coverage for this general area. So, problem with the snow, it does slow down the traffic quite a bit, which then causes backlogs like this because the vehicles can't move as quick as they would once could do before. Now, get rid of traffic lights here. This is the road that leads into the export area. I'm not sure if it's kind of busy because of that. I'm hoping and praying it's because of the snow. But you never know. You never know. Now our snow plow is now going through, moving the snow off the road. Okay, absolutely glorious. So, what have I done since last episode? So, it was getting a little bit over the top, a little bit more confusing in the last episode, and I've done some big changes. So, last episode, we kind of connected all this road system all up, and I got the train line all kind of implemented in for the harbour. I've actually now extended the highway to come directly down into the airport, as a more of a direct route, and then it allows me then to, I mean, I don't know whether I'll use this road, but I can connect here, connect there to the roundabout. My only issue is how busy this here is going to be for getting vehicles in and out. I'm not 100% sure. It's one of those things where I have to see it actually in happen or work in action to make any changes. But forgetting all that anyway, I've kind of redone on the train lines. Now, my biggest issue was the kind of warehouses we got here. As they go out, it's kind of difficult to then bring them into the export area or import them. So what I've done is they all now lead out and they all follow this, and it goes round and it connects, as you can see here, to the main train line. It connects there. I've got to raise that a little bit. And it also connects just here as well. But then we have the line extending and going back down, so we can then go directly underground, which will then connect up to the harbour. So they still can get a train from here or a train from the harbour and go a simple journey back in to make the imports and exports a whole lot easier. Fingers crossed that's how it's going to work. And also the train line coming down too can just simply turn off there, skedoodle around, and then go directly to where it needs to get to. So it kind of all works out. Now the only thing it doesn't do is coming from this direction, allow you to kind of go this way to get to the actual harbour. But what I've done is underground, if you can see it right now. How do I get underground mode? There we go. I'll do... No. Okay, maybe not. Underground? There we go. I've now created these little kind of Y junctions here, and a Y junction there, and a Y junction to the main line as well. So it allows us now to have this, which seems quite complex, but it's quite a basic train system, which allows us to access anywhere we pretty much want with importing and exporting the goods. So, better system. I like it. Got some trees down, so I think we're ready to now rock and roll. So, first things first then, we can actually provide a little bit of power over here, and then we're going to hopefully get the highways connected up as well. Train lines are all pretty much good to go. The only thing it can't do is connect a train line to the opposite side of the river over here, but we have the ability to, or we will have the ability to bring the goods in and out via ship, so not too much pressure just yet. We'll see how it gets on. I also want to build my garbage area as well, because we're heavily relying on this down here, and I think We've got one over there, which is completely random at the moment, but I need something over here as well. So we'll set this up in this little section, which you can use this roundabout to kind of give us greater connectivity to many of the areas. Which I might place down a little bit of a power supply there, which will access all of this as well. So it should all pretty much work out. Right, so let's work with this then. Now we're going, I don't know if to go industrial road or kind of keep it to like a generic 4-lane road with maybe some trees or something like that. It could be a good idea. We got the 4-lane road with sidewalk tree. Let me see how this would look. So I like that style. I like it. Go for a little bit more narrow. We could always go for with the 4-lane parking. What is it classed as parking? What is it in the middle? It is painted decorative kind of vibes. I always feel like it's parking in the middle. I don't know why. I just kind of get that vibe. I think because the way the lines are pretty much spread. So that's a 10. And we'll bring this out to about just there. And then we're going to quickly set up how it connects to the roundabout. This is really important to allow the flow of vehicles to keep skedoodling through. So we want to do it by a 5. And I might have to anchor the roundabout. So if I just quickly go bam, bam, just like that, just to quickly anchor it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But then we're going to go and we'll do a 6 and we'll do that's a 7, but we'll try and get a 6 in. There we go. And then flip this one round. So delete you. Delete you. We're in business, baby. We're in business. Look at that. That's perfect. That is perfect. So, of course, we're going to set the roundabout up. We're probably going to have a lot more connections to it as well. But let's set the roundabout up with the giveaway signs and all that kind of jazz. Quickly do this because sometimes they like to turn, but that's all good. And making sure that they flow through it so we have no issues. That's now pretty much all set up. So what I'm going to do is have a little road that turns in to access a little bit of a garbage area. Now, it won't be too big, but the main point of it is to quickly get onto the highway system to travel to wherever it needs to once we've built and extended the highway network. Rather than the garbage vehicles coming all the way over, it's a long journey for them. It is really a long journey. So, we'll come off then via, I might do like a 4-lane road, but like the thinner version. Like this. Just kind of like help us out with the amount of vehicle traffic coming in. So if I went to then, if I kind of went by a 10 by 10, just to kind of create almost, oh, that's gonna, is it going to annoy me right now that I can't get it fully smack bang on the 10 by 10? Come on, you fool. What's the one I turn off here? Is it this one? No, it's not you. Is it you? Right, do you know what? I'm not going to argue. I'm just going to connect it in like that. I ain't going to argue. Because we're not going to get very far if I just keep going on like that. So I'm going to bring that into about here. And that's my main road that kind of funnels in. And then we'll try and create some garbage facilities around. Now over here, we did basically a bunch of different things. We had our main processing complex. And then we had a bunch of... Well, I wouldn't say we had a bunch of waste transfer facilities, but I think that was always the key, wasn't it? We have a waste transfer facility over here, right? Yeah. That was always... Oh, there's actually some traffic there. We'll come back to that in just a moment. Where this kind of collects it locally and then brings it over here. But then we have a bunch of recycling centers as well for the, the eco-friendly side of things. So, I reckon we also do something very similar to that as well. We have our big waste processing complex. Which I'm going to create a nice little area for it. So let me get to my rural roads right now and kind of keep up with the theme that I've got going on. So where can this be placed in like this? See, that's quite glorious. It's quite a large building. And that looks pretty cool. Imagine driving past on the highway and there's big, huge chimneys right there pumping out smoke. Yeah, the environmentalists will love that. And then we'll get some large recycling centers as well. So these, I kind of want to stagger them. So it's a case of trying to figure out. Oh, that's perfect. I was saying it's a case of trying to figure out how much space I actually need. Now, I might leave it as a 2-gap space there, just for the sake of it. And if I place you in like that. Now, that to there is a 10. That to there is a 10. So, by that logic, I just go to a 10 and then up. Now, we're not going to get many. Okay, that didn't work out, did it? That didn't work out at all. Alright, we'll go to an 8. Yeah? I mean, I sound so confident right now, don't I? Right to there. So that places a few in right there. It ain't going to be such a huge area, but it just kind of leads into this little nook and cranny little section. Which brings it, you know, it brings it all in quite nicely. I might scoot it over a little bit more as well, just kind of build it up a bit. But there's a few other bits and bobs I can get in. There is the advanced incineration plant, waste processing complex. We've got the waste transfer facility. We've got a couple of smaller recycling centres we can also use. I won't go down the route of landfill because you always have to eventually then empty it. Now, the waste transfer facilities, these are pretty much better off being... I mean, I could place a few down here, but it's also better off being placed in localized areas where we're just kind of slightly out of the way. This makes a little bit more sense. Now, I could place other stuff around here. I do want to place down a little bit of a power plant just here. Only a very small one, just kind of give us power needs locally. So, what should we go with then? Nothing too big. An advanced coal plant. See, that's pretty good. I kind of want to do it an off-staggered one, like here, like to some degree. Which I think would be pretty nice. So if I placed it there... Hang on, how much power does that produce? 56 megawatts. It's not a huge amount, is it? I mean, I don't want to go nuclear. It just seems a little bit out of place putting a nuclear one down here. So I might just go for that there. Just for the sake of it. And then bringing you round. So that's kind of what I want to do. I wanted to off-center it slightly. So it gives me this little kind of a bit of a bay here to throw a few little other bits and bobs down. So maybe I could place in some transfer facilities. Or maybe I can just add in a couple of recycling centers. If I just kind of go around it like this. Now that might seem like one too many. But we'll see what happens. It's different. It is different, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So we need to sort out the water then. Now the waterworks do come in. We'll lead it up to there. And then we'll pretty much spread it all out. So across like that there. We'll go down connected like that. So we'll use this here. Now you normally come down by about a 22. And that allows you to almost have the perfect alignment for water coverage. There we go. We'll come down just here. 22. Bam. Right, because that one went slightly diagonal, we're now slightly a little bit off-centered. Right. It's all gone. I went. It was so good at the start. Now it's gone completely out the window. All this alignment. Oh dear God! And to truly show you that it has gone out the window, look at me now. Look at me now, boys. Look at me now. Right, we'll just cover it to there and leave it as that. So, garbage is all in play right now. We've got the power connected to it. The airport's got power because obviously it's connected to the wind turbines just here, which probably will get eventually deleted. And now we've got to get all these set up too. Now, we haven't really selected what these are going to be storing right now. So we're just going to keep it to the basic stuff. Zoned industry for now. I'll only do like different stuff when we start having, you know, the unique factories nearby that require those products. So give them their stored resources. There we go. The 4 main of the zones. Very good, very good. And now we need to connect up the power. So for now then, it's just going to be like a very, very basic kind of setup. We'll run the power line directly down. There we go. And then we'll just get it connected to over here. Now it's not perfect. It's not great. It's just the basic kind of setup that we need to get it rocking and rolling. So that should now work. There we go. And we should somewhat now start seeing trains storing, boats coming in. There's not really much going on right now, but we now have that possibility. So, the last thing that we need to do before we can then start to say, okay, we're now ready to start implementing, you know, the residentials, commercials, the industries in this area, is hooking up the highway to the other highway. Because it does technically connect, and it connects over here, but it's such a long-winded process, and I don't know whether that is also causing the problems with this. Because now everybody wants to go straight on, nobody wants to do the right turn to skedoodle over, because it leads at the minute nowhere, unless you wanted to get out of the region. So yeah, also this is the problem that I'm fearing in just a moment, where the vehicles turn on and they want to switch over to continue. That's the problem that I'm also kind of fearing just here with this being so close, but I don't know yet. We're gonna see how it goes. So what we'll do, we'll work with this one here. We'll bring it in and we'll trumpet it in, keep it nice and simple. And we've also then got to plan out where we want the on and off ramps to access the area in here anyway. So we've got quite a lot of work to do, but we can definitely do this, boys. We can do this right now. So let's create then the trumpet. I'm going to mimic this one with a single lane going over rather than the double. Keep it basic, boys. Keep it basic. And we want the two-way highway to begin with. And we'll try and mimic. So let's bring this up via a 10 is good enough. So bringing this up and over. So we'll go to a 25 just after. Just give us enough space to kind of create the loop back. So that should be good enough for us. And then we've got to then sort out how we're connecting it all back up. So is that a two-lane highway? Yep, perfect, perfect, perfect. Now, if I just quickly went and did this. Let's go by a 10. And then try and replicate that on that side. What is the gap I've been doing over there? It's about that. It's about that. And we'll just kind of free hand it almost with the placement of the center, which is perfect. We'll 1, 2, push it back. No, 3, 4, 5. There we go. There we go. Nice. We're getting there, baby. We're getting there. Actually, might need to come back even further, because I just remembered right now we've got to do the bend leading this way. So if I quickly just set this up. So if I do an 8 by 8. Now, I'm not sure if this one will be the same. Okay, yes it is. 8 by 8. Do you know what? It's not too bad. That would work. That will work. We are then going to need to connect this into here. Now, this is the big one, okay? This is the big one. I might actually bring the road further down before we do anything, so get rid of you real quick. Bringing you just to there. Now, that's raised by a 6, and no wonder it's quite low for the actual train line. Right, anyway, we're skedoodling too much. Connect you up, and then bam, 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 bam. Right, there we go. So, perfect, sweet little bend. We apply the same logic here. Bam. Look at that, baby. So here, we'll have... And I know I'm going quite trumpet heavy, but we'll have another trumpet here, which then is one of the access points for accessing the land at the bottom. We'll implement another one here, and obviously where this highway comes around to connect up to there, we'll have a few more dotted around. I'll even use this highway here as more access points too, to get this just general area. Because at the moment, these are just like one ways. They're like mainly to kind of connect highway to highway, and then the industrial area, airport area down here. Oh, there's actually a ship here, boys. We have a ship, and it's now created a train, and it's going to the warehouse right here. Do you know what? Let's follow its journey. Can I get rid of this? Yes. Let's follow its journey right now. I want to see how it tackles this. What is deemed the quickest route for it? Ah, so it does turn in. It's going to skedoodle out. And then it's going to utilize my little loop. Oh, it's starting to snow as well. It's going to utilize my little loop, boys. Fast forward. So this is... I really like this. I really do like it. And it comes right now. Doing all the magic. Completely loaded up. So from 2%, it's now going to become... Wow, we went to 22%. So that was like 20%. A train's, like a full train is 20%. That's not bad. That's not bad. And obviously we have the vehicle format to do it as well, to bring it all in. Vehicles leading out. So it reminds me of a, like, when you go to... Like, it reminds me of the Eurostar where the trucks and stuff get on the train yards or load up the trains and then go to, like, between France and England. It reminds me of that kind of style, which is pretty sweet. Right, anyway, we're getting sidetracked. Let's get this now all completed. So. We'll start then with all of this. So we'll bring this first. I mean, do I initially just bring it down, or do I just go for the sweet little curvature? Because the road's bending away slightly, I don't know if it's a good idea just to kind of skadoodle it all into that aspect. I've done it by a 10. We'll come back to that. So I've gone about a 10. Bam. And then another 10. So it looks a bit funky at the moment, but a little bit of bending here and there will sort it all out. Oh, I'm on the wrong move it option. So it almost bends away from the highway to then bend back in, which creates a pretty cool little slingshot for the vehicles to enter and exit, which is pretty cool. We are then going to flip this round so it's obviously pointing in the right direction. And then we create our little system. Now this is identical to how we created this one here. A little bit of maneuvering just to kind of fine tune it slightly. Oh, and the vehicles are already turning off. They're not waiting for anybody right now, boys. They're on it. They're already on it. So bend you out. So just create a nice little bit of a slip. There we go. So we'll have to do some lane management as well. Just kind of get that all set up correctly on this one side. So you're straight there. Bam and bam. No problemos. And of course, lane math dictates that this should be a single lane with the same logic applied on the on and off ramps. Look at that go. Look at that go. Beautiful. Right, let's get this now connected. So I think I'm going to bring it this way around, just to kind of fill up this space rather than here. Or do I bring it this way because we got the mountain? It's like a slight mountain kind of coming in. I can kill off this little bit of dead space. Maybe that's open for something else. I don't know. But yeah, we'll bring it to the left. So with our 2-lane highway, we are now going to do a... We'll do a 6x6. We'll do it by 6s. 6x6. 6x6. Keep it nice and simple. And at what point do we then bend them away? So this is the next interesting point as well. Is when do we bend it away? So here I've bent them away as soon as I've done the bend. So they kind of then split. And this is where another bit of magic gets involved again. So if I went and did a 5x5 here, and then replicated this here, 5x5, and then bring this over to there, yeah, there. We'll go there. We'll go there, and then. So this is the one going back this way. I've got to flip it in just a moment. That's going that way. So don't worry about the issues that are being caused right now. We can spread those out. So bam, bam. 1, 2, 3. Bam, bam, bam. 1, 2, 3. And we obviously got to bring it all down to the same level. Do we do that now? Let's do that now before anything else. So obviously here, here, and then we'll lead it to... We'll lead it to there. So it all gradually declines. I think we might have to make these two here be the same level. So there, setting the slopes. Setting the slopes. Nice and simple. And yeah, so we're going to make this... I'm trying to deselect you. What's going on? Be on the ground. And it might be a case of... Actually, let me just connect the road up first, and we'll sort all the bending out after. So we'll do a 10. We'll do a 10. Flip you around, baby. There we go. And... Oh, wrong one. Bend you all up. There we go. Should all work out. It's a little bit bigger than what I'd usually do it, but it all will still work the same. So, lane management on all of this, bam, 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 and sometimes they like to crisscross themselves, so we kind of make sure that they all go straight on that. That trumpet's now done. We can tick that off our little list right now of things to do. It's a lot wider than what you would normally do, so I would normally kind of cut them in a bit closer, as you can see, but still works the same either way. Still works the same either way. So now you can start to see the amount of vehicles now pumping down this highway because it's now connected. It now becomes the shorter route than driving the long way around. Now, I don't know whether that was solved... Wait, is there an issue over here? Oh, we need some more natural resources. So that's now technically solved the problem you had here, because now all of a sudden vehicles want to turn off here where before they didn't, which caused them all to filter to the left. Still a bit of a problem there, but at the moment it's not too much of an issue. Now, oh, do we have traffic lights here? We do. Get rid of these real quick. So we'll add the flow a little bit more. There we go, a little bit more movement. That will clear everybody out. So now we have access. It's only one access point, but that's really, really important for us to now start progressing around this area. So I can see trains cadoodling through. They're coming in and out right now. How busy are these? They're 4%, 0, 0, 6. So this was 20. So we are storing it and using it. These guys are screaming out for more of it in general. But I think they slowly are getting their goods, so I don't think it's too much of an issue just yet. I could be wrong, but I do have a very, very high residential demand. Now, before I build it over here, there's a few little gaps that I do want to solve and fill up. One of them is around here as well, so we're going to go some high-density residential around here. And then we'll try and filter out to low residential as we then skedoodle. So... yeah, I don't want to push too much high residential. We'll go for some low density just around here. And I reckon I do some low density here, but I don't push it too much through. There we go, there we go. And obviously I've got to work with this area as well. I don't know whether to keep it gritty or whether I go for something like this. A little bit more of a unique design. So if I created like a, let's go for a raw road, and let's say I picked, for example, this sticking out there, and then here, and then do like some type of a wiggle to get them all connected in. Now I'll utilize the kind of the free bend of it to kind of something like that. It's a bit different, but it allows me then to build off it a few little cul-de-sacs here and there. Like this. Just for something a bit different, something of a unique design. Bam. 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 Look at that, baby. Look at that right now. We do have a little bit of dead space here, but I might leave that as it is. Oh, we need water. Okay. Okay. So then we shall throw all this in and around. And then we'll definitely fill up this. Going around too. And we'll just go to there for now until we kind of push it any further. Oh, okay, so it was... I thought all of it had no water, but it's only some of it. There we go. So that will then spend that demand, which that demand wasn't really... even though it seemed quite high, it actually wasn't a lot in comparison to what we've actually planted down. But we are going to need that commercial demand spent a little bit too, which I think where we can kind of delete some of this here. I'm going to have to come back and place it in again. But I can place down a level of commercial around here too. So we'll utilize this here. We'll go back by a 4 just there. We'll do like a little row of commercial just here, just to supplement these guys around there, which I think will work out fairly well. Now I think that is the main connection that kind of supplies this whole area over here with power. Bit dangerous that that's how it goes, but you know, it is what it is. That is the life I've chose to live at this point. How far does it go down? Okay, it actually doesn't touch there, so I can go bam, bam, and let it do its magic, baby. Let it do its magic. Okay. So was it all a little bit more clear over here right now? Yeah, I think the last few vehicles are just making their way through. No problemos. All leading up and over. No dramas. Vehicle movement is A-okay. And it's all okay over here, isn't it, on this little trumpet? Yeah. Impressive. It's almost like I designed it to be like this. Hilarious, Aniak, hilarious. Brilliant. Okay, perfect. So we're now back to the same issue about not having enough natural resources, or raw materials, sorry, not enough raw materials, which we kind of seem to have this problem quite a lot here, don't we? Which is the one? I need to check my imports and exports, don't I? Which is the one? Is it this one? No, that's traffic routes. I always forget which one it is that I'm meant to be looking at right now. Not land value, no. Ah, there we go, outside connections. So you can kind of get an idea to what you're actually missing. So we produce, our industries right now are ore, and obviously we have oil, which oil makes up the larger percentage of them. So even though we have buildings here that need resources, it's not linked to the actual industry itself, which is what you'd think it would be. It's the actual zoned industry. So like in the ore area over here, we have a few of our... Where are they? Here we go. We have a few of our actual zoned buildings with in the industry, which we don't really have many of them, but they produce those type of goods. And it's something that we don't have over on the oil side of it. Now, we don't really have... And this is another problem that we've got going on right now. I don't really have the demand for industry to be able to do anything like this. So if I just create like a big region going over, and then I give it the specialization that it's for oil, any industry zone that I place down will be linked to it. So I could fill this up here. And I could fill this whole little section up there as well. Now, I don't know how long until they will actually build any industry, because we literally have zero demand for it. But if they do, that's where we start getting the goods for it, because all of our warehouses are geared up for the zoned industry of that product. Now, we can import it. There's not a problem with importing it. But weirdly, they don't import it enough for how much we need it. It's a weird one. It is a weird one. I can open up the transfer manager, which is something that I've never even looked at before. So you can see where the workers, worker 1, 2, and 3 are coming from. You see the matches and where the industry is coming from too. We got the goods going out to the super pharmacy. Have we got goods coming in? Any goods coming in? I don't think we do. That's a little bit too complex for me. I don't want to dive too deep into it, or otherwise I start getting issues caused. But it's not like we don't have the connections. We have the connections via the train network, we have the road network, we have the shipping. I mean, I don't really have the planes coming in, but that wouldn't be the main reason to why they're not getting their goods more often. But it's just one of those things. I do need to up the amount going on. Have they built anything yet? Yeah. No. Nothing's been built yet. I need some industry demand, but the problem is, I need all the other demands to be settled first before we even go down that route. Bit of a pain, really. It's a bit of a pain. So let's spend some of that commercial demand then anyway. We've got this nice big area over here we can work with. Because it leads... Oh, we've got this area. This area is perfect because we've got the harbour over here. So this is where we see a lot of passengers coming in and out. So this will be good for a bit of commercial. So we'll squeeze this in. And we'll put it all the way down here. I'm going to get rid of this wind turbine. Because we'll no longer need it when all the commercial leads over there for us. So is it already connected? It's about to be connected. It won't take too long now. Let's have a little fast forward. So any moment now we'll get this connection all in place. And hopefully this spends the commercial demand that we've currently got. Might lead with a little bit of industry demand, but we'll see how it goes. Right, come on UFO. There we go. We're now connected. Just like that. We are now connected. Right. Now, the fact that these aren't really highly... You know, storing high amounts of goods shows you that we are literally needing more goods. These all have... Even there's lots of trains coming in. You don't really see much going on. I mean, it could be that they're also picking the goods up. But yeah, it's an interesting one. It's an interesting concept. I don't normally... I mean, I had these issues before, but I normally only have these issues when you isolate a city from outside connections. Never really in a city where I have loads of connections to the outside. Never really normally see it like that. It's the same with the industries as well. Not industries, the power. We'd never really have enough fuel for a lot of stuff. It's interesting. It's interesting to see how, you know, different cities react to the way you build them. Anywho, as we get sidetracked. Anywho, it's all going to plan now. It's all going to plan. The roads are all leading out. Traffic is now nicely flowing. And we're pretty much now all geared up to be working with this area. But the question is, do I build another industry first? Or do I build the city first? Part of me wants to say the city first because, you know, a lot of places still need workers. And we don't have the population to support the majority of the workplaces that we do currently have. So I do need to kind of expand and bring more citizens to the city. But at the same time, I just want to keep building. He just wants to keep building, boys. I feel like we're having a lot of products now coming in because now all of a sudden I'm starting to see a lot of vehicles coming in. I feel like I need to change this and get this hooked up to the train network as well. Have the other cargo harbour style to eliminate the amount of vehicles coming in and out. Now, I think there is also traffic lights here, which I'm going to get rid of. It should be a roundabout in many ways. But, yeah, we're going to see a lot of vehicles now delivering the goods. So, you're going directly to the high-tech industry over here. So, yeah, they're all delivering the products. It's weird. You just get, all of a sudden, a huge wave of goods coming in. It is really weird. Where's my outside connection? So, my import is at 3,400. It's mainly oil. It's majority. Then the second one's ore, which is the two main industry we have. That's what we importing, believe it or not. Exporting is completely different. Exporting is mainly just literally what we are producing from our industries. But it's crazy to think that we're importing this, even though we're exporting. We can take 3,000 of our exports and implement it to our own supply. It's weird how it all kind of works out like that, isn't it? It really is. But it's nice to see the exports are going on anyway. It's nice to see the exports. It's nice to know we're making big stonks of cash right now. And after that huge wave of vehicles coming in, now they're all leading out. And a lot of the buildings right now have their goods. So it's weird. It's like it doesn't store it locally until it needs it. It waits until it's like on its knees and then a load of ships will come in. It's a weird way how this city kind of is reacting to these situations. But nothing else I can do. It's how the cookie has crumbled in this city. So, question. Do I build another industry, or do I start building the city in the center? I think we'll have our administration and governing body buildings over in that area. We haven't had any of the industry build up just yet, so this shows you how much this city does not want any industrial demand at this point. A little bit of water needed over here real quick. There we go. So when you look at it in the grand scheme of things in terms of the employment rate, is to see how many more jobs available than there are employed citizens. And we have 10,000 more jobs available, so I think we really do need to work on our population. I think we really do need to work on our population right now, which is what we'll do in the next episode. Guys, I hope you are enjoying this, and I hope you are kind of excited for how this city is now gearing itself up for the future expansions. If you are, smash that like button down below, and until next time, I'll see you all soon. So, goodbye.